The bottom dollar Bounties DLC will surely be costing you top dollar, and while that probably makes you want to click up the video from cringe, you might want to stick around because you have questions and I have the answers. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more on the DLC leading up to Tuesday and beyond, with guides on the businesses and more as soon as we get our hands on it. Now, how much money are you going to need for the DLC? In the trailer we have seen the business, 7 new vehicles and the business van. These are going to be the main cost of the DLC, obviously, and most importantly, the business itself. Since the DLC it seems to be pretty similar to the Chop Shop DLC, it's going to be safe to assume that the business will be priced between $2.5 and $5 million depending on how many upgrades you will get. The other gameplay element of the DLC, which are the dispatch missions, are kind of up in the air, as the newswire is a little bit vague about how exactly we're going to be able to do these, as they tell you to utilize your new vehicles, which obviously are the cop cars we have seen in the trailer as well. Which kind of makes me think that they're kind of hinting towards that you'll only be able to use those new cop cars for the brand new missions, but if that isn't the case and you're able to use the old cop cars, the cost of these cop cars will obviously not become a thing. However, if that is the case, you'll be looking at $4 to $5 million for every single cop car, making it a total of $12 to $15 million for all the 3 cars that we've seen in the trailer. That is, without the upgrades. Obviously, you won't need every single cop car for it and you just need just the one, but just mentioning it just in case you wanted to get all 3. The sports and the supercars we've seen in the trailer will obviously be the usual $2 to $3 million price range, making it a total of $6 to $9 million for every single one of them. This will break down into the following money required: $5 million if you want to have a fully upgraded business, $2 million if you just simply want to get it, $10 million for the business and a cop car so you can play everything that the DLC has to offer, and a cool $30 million if you want every single thing within the DLC. That to me seems like the realistic ballpark you should be aiming for if you are preparing for the DLC this Tuesday. So with that in mind, how am I going to make money for it? Well, as per usual, you really just want to start with what you already own. Check your garages for cars that have been collecting dust for a while, like this Adder that is nearly $1 million when sold. Your businesses for some leftover stock, or simply firing it up again so you can start making some money while you do other stuff within the game. Saves within your businesses that have been making money while you kind of forgot about it and are just ready to be picked up. You'd be surprised with just how much money you can make by simply checking those few things. Millions of dollars are just simply waiting for you because you were just too busy having fun with other things, while the businesses and, well, your garage has been a pile of money for a while. Sadly, the event week bonuses leading up to the DLC this Tuesday are rather weak, but there's still a few things that are worth doing normally on a weekly basis, such as the weekly challenge for $100,000, and all you have to do for it this week is winning 2 drag or drift races. Drag races being by far the shortest one, and well, if you happen to have a friend who accidentally forgot to plug in their controller and you happen to win 2 of those races, then you know, an easy $100,000 up for grabs. The time trials are also a great way of making $100,000 to $200,000 for simply completing them, and well, they're not too difficult, but you might need a fast enough vehicle in order to do them, especially if you own the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S consoles. The HSW time trial will pay out $250,000 for very simple time trials that are very doable indeed. The Clockenbell Farm Raid doesn't require to buy into anything and can be done every 48 minutes for another $500,000. If you did the guide for it, check out my guide, but honestly it is pretty easy. You can do this every 48 minutes and it shouldn't take you much longer than an hour if you're really taking your time. Obviously, any other heist in the game, most notably the Kuiper Rico heist, is also a great way of making some money. If you have a friend, you can also dive into some casino heisting as well, as I would argue nowadays the money is a little bit better, but it kind of depends on how fast you are with it and if you have a friend available at all. And also, you would probably not be on the PC platform, as the PC version of the game currently has the casino heist disabled, as there is an exploit going around with it. More on that as to why in the video right here. Another great way of getting a quick boost in cash are the salvage yard robberies from the Chop Shop DLC that you can find in, well, the salvage yard. These will allow you to earn a pretty quick about $1 million for very little effort. And most importantly, this week you'll be able to claim the Italian GTO that is attached to the Gangbanger Robbery, which is one of the best sports cars in the game. And if you happen to already have one sitting in your garage, well, you can sell that one for about $2 million, which is another very quick amount of money without losing the car that you like driving. And finally, the agency Dr. Dre contract will also allow you to earn $1 million for about 1.5 to 2 hours of work. It's fairly simple, especially if you know what you're doing. There shouldn't be too much effort at all. Like I said before, it really just comes down to what you have. Utilize the businesses and the opportunities that you have within your arsenal. And honestly, and most importantly, don't worry too much. You don't need to own every single vehicle in the DLC on day one. Get your businesses maxed out and make sure that you can basically go through all the content within the 3 hours that it probably is going to be. If you got between $2 to $5 million, you'll be able to check out like that business, which means that you'll be able to do most of the DLC, and as you're going along with that, you'll be able to make some money with the business as well, and eventually you'll be able to buy the cop car if you want to check out that part of the DLC. That is, if it isn't drift fed, but I guess time will tell. But those are some of my tips and tricks and thoughts on it. Of course, if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave it a like, subscribe for more, and become a member like Chloe, GTA Plus, Notorious Jam, Dan, and the Costronics. And I'll see you all later.